Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. You are watching YouTube and Facebook channels of Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the new lecture of Software Design Pattern course, lecture number 13. I was covering prototype pattern in the last lecture, and the prototype pattern is used to clone the objects. The main applicability when the system should be independent of how its products are created. When the classes to initialize at runtime, avoid building a class hierarchy that is parallel to an existing one, add or remove existing objects at runtime. So let's have UML. We have shape, which is an abstract class, and circle, rectangle, and square are the three concrete classes which are extending the shape abstract class. And we have shape cache that is used to clone the objects. And then we have the prototype pattern main demo. So shape.java is our first abstract class which is implementing the clonable interface, and it has string ID, protected string type, abstract void draw method, public string get type, return type method, and we have public string get ID, return ID method. That is for shape.java. Then we are continuing the shape.java, public void set ID, string ID, this.id. We close the set ID, then public object clone is equal to null, try block clone is equal to super. So we are using keyword super.clone, catch not supported exception. So to have the exception handling, e.print stack trace, and then return clone if object clone is equal to null. And then we close the method, we close the class. Then you have first concrete class which is extending the shape abstract class. Public class rectangle extends shape. Public class rectangle extends shape. Public rectangle, the constructor type is equal to rectangle. We override draw method, which is the concrete method, and it is abstract in the shape.java. So we have override draw method, system.out.print inside rectangle, the draw method. Then you have scare.java. Public class scare extends shape. Public scare, the constructor type is equal to scare. Override draw method from the shape abstract class, system.out.print insert scare draw method. We close the draw method, we close the class. Then we have circle extend shape. Third concrete class, constructor circle type is equal to circle. Override draw method, system.out.print inside circle the draw method. Then you have shape cache.java. So we are including the utility.hash table, public class shape cache, and then we declare an array list, a private static hash table, string shape map is equal to new hash table. So shape map is the name of array list, and then public static shape get shape, string shape ID, shape cache shape is equal to shape map dot get shape ID. So that is our array list. Need return shape and cache shape dot clone. We are continuing the shape cache, public static void load cache, circle is equal to new circle dot set ID. So we are setting the first number one, shape map dot put circle dot get ID circle. Then scare is equal to new scare dot set ID 2. So put it at the number 2. And then shape map dot put scare dot get ID scare. Then rectangle object, new rectangle dot set ID. So third member, shape map dot put rectangle dot get ID rectangle, and we close the static void load cache and we close the class. That is our main prototype pattern demo1.java. So public static void main, string arguments, shape cache dot load cache, and now we are cloning shape. Cloned shape is equal to shape cache dot get shape 1. 1 is there, it is copied. System dot out dot print shape plus cloned shape dot get type. What is its type? System dot out dot print shape clone shape2.getId, then same for shape3, shape cache dot get shape3 system.out.print shape and clone shape3 dot get type. We close the main, we close the class, and then we have our output shape circle, shape square, shape rectangle. Consequences of prototype pattern: it hides the concrete classes from the client. So it's again we are using the abstraction, reduce subclassing, adding or remove products or objects at runtime, allow the clients to initialize or new instances, adding new objects by initializing existing classes and register these objects into at the runtime. It can be used to reduce complexity details from the user. It hides the complexity details, and you can create complex objects by adding the simple object, by dealing with the simple objects. So that's the main pros and cons of prototype pattern. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.